First things first, what is science? Well, according to this introductory sentence from the Wikipedia article on science, science is a systematic enterprise that builds and organizes knowledge in the form of testable explanations and predictions about the universe. Simple, right? In other words, it is a way of observing, questioning, and testing the world around us. The scientific method is used by all scientists to add new truths to what is already considered scientifically correct fact. Typically, we look at the scientific method like a flowchart or a checklist. You start by making an observation and then asking a question about that observation. After doing some background research, you come up with a hypothesis. This could be an if-then statement, since that's the format in which hypotheses are generally first introduced. The next step would be to test your hypothesis. But here's where things get funky. So, did your experiment work the way you expected it to? No? Well, don't worry. It happens. A lot. Just go back and troubleshoot your procedure and see if there's something that may need adjusting or redoing. Now try it again. Did it work this time? It did. Great. So now you have to take your data, in whatever form it may be, and sift through it as you try and find a conclusion. So now the question is, do your results show you what you expected to see as per your hypothesis? If they did, great. Compose a report and go ahead and send that off to the publication chain. If not, well, that's okay too. You can communicate those results anyway and let the audience know that you didn't see what you thought you would, while you try to figure out why your results didn't align with your expectations. Go back and readjust your research project one more time. Maybe you can develop a successful research project from a failed one. Many scientists do. So another look at the scientific method follows our dear friend Dr. Astronomer, who has defined a problem and formed a hypothesis about an observation that he previously had made. Now, he makes more observations and tries testing his hypothesis through a series of experiments. He collects, organizes, and analyzes the data that his experiment has produced, and now his question is, did those results line up with the expectations? Yes? Awesome. Dr. Astronomer is overjoyed as he writes up his conclusions and sends it off for publication, which is never easy. But what if his results didn't line up with his expectations? Well, then Dr. Astronomer just has to figure out whether the experiment was faulty or not, come up with a new plan, and redo that experiment, all while communicating the results nonetheless. So it turns out that all scientists use the scientific method. And the scientific method also shows that vaccines are effective and that climate change is real, despite what we may hear in society.